Hey everybody, this is True Disciple bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary. Today we have Game 2 of a 2v2 best of 3 matchup between TehForce, DeLoAdEr, versus jimpo and Arew. Now, in the first matchup, we saw jimpo and Arew. It was a TP versus TP, so Terran Protoss versus Terran Protoss, and they just pushed back and forth bit by bit on the map, and then Arew and jimpo able to pull it through with some well-placed DTs from Arew that got in the mineral line and were able to destroy all of DeLoAdEr's SCVs. Now, just note that DeLoAdEr now spawning as the Zerg. I'm not sure what the setup is here, if DeLoAdEr is playing random. I was uninformed of that, so I'm not sure if this is part of the best of 3 that they can change races, or if it was just that he was playing random. But I am definitely happy about this because I love Zerg. Protoss was my race, but I recently swapped to Zerg. I've always loved them the most, and I finally decided to start practicing with them more to learn more about how to play them, as they are one of the most difficult races, in my opinion, to learn to play. Once you know how to play it, then I'd say they're pretty equal with even with the other races, but they are very difficult to learn just because of the drone management is so difficult. But enough about that. Let's talk about this map. This is Arid Wastes, and it is a bit different than most other 2v2 maps. So basically, you spawn here, and you have your natural here, and here's your ramp. So you have a very easily defendable natural, but you have these backdoor rocks where you can come in. And there's also an easy to defend expansion here, so you could even expand twice on this map easily. However, for your partner, they on the other hand do not have a way to go the other way. They only have one way to go, and their backdoor is at their expansion. So they actually have one of the players, the one in the corner, has a much easier to defend main base than your partner does. And so that's something to keep an eye on, is that there is a backdoor entrance into the main base for one of the two players. So here we see these Zerglings pushing Arew's scouting probe back. On this map we also have 2 Xel'Naga watchtowers, and we have 2 additional expansions other than the ones I've been mentioning, which are the gold expansions, which are in the middle, both viewable by either Xel'Naga watchtower, similar to Metalopolis. So meanwhile, these 4 Zerglings kind of holding things out. Let's check the production tab and see what's really going on. So we see that speed is being researched for these lings, and even if you don't plan on staying with lings throughout the course of a 2v2 matchup, I think it's relatively important to try to get speed, just because you get so much map control and you get to see so much on the map with that speed. You get to poke in and out of players' bases and have a quick look and not worry about getting caught. I mean, they're already pretty fast as is, but with that speed, the scouting information you're able to get, as well as the map control, as well as the fear it puts in the players that, you know, I don't want to move out with my army at the wrong time for fear that I'm going to get surrounded by speedlings. So it changes the way that the other players will play, and it changes the way you play. Here we go with a Reaper again from jimpo. jimpo 11 is early Reaper, so he is getting 2 of them, and he's throwing down 2 more racks. He's also getting a reactor on this one, so I'm wondering if we're going to see some kind of 5 racks Reaper build. Speed is being researched, so he's definitely not just getting this for scouting. He is definitely going to I'm going to assume he's going to get at least 3 of them. So he has 2 more in production, actually, and 1 more queued up. So I think we might be looking at a 5 racks Reaper here. Meanwhile, speed has been researched, and the speedlings are moving out. They're checking to see if there's expansion. There's no expansion. They will not be able to get past this wall of zealots that Arew has erected here. And he's throwing down a cybernetics core, throwing down another gateway, so I think we might see some kind of 4-gate build. Maybe go into a robo. Not sure what exactly he will do. Meanwhile, TehForce is helping out, shooting from up here. They're playing this very well, trying to get the surround on the ramp if they can. But the Reapers are coming in to help out. They're going to jump up. One of them lost. That's a shame. Also, keep in mind that jimpo has now shown his hand. He shows that he's playing these Reapers, and so that means that DeLoAdEr as well as TehForce will be able to prepare for that. But continuing back here, we see that they're trying to get this around. The Zealots are holding out, but these Zerglings are coming in. They're forcing their way in. But they're holding these Zealots. I don't think that they'll be able to get past this wall of Zealots. However, with TehForce's Stalkers behind, just drilling away at these Zealots. And there we go. Look at it. Arew going to try, but too late. Arew is too late with that probe, and the Zerglings have made it in, and they're going to try to take out this pylon, and if he unpowers all of these structures, that is going to be a huge hit. And now none of these buildings are producing any units. We see more Reapers and Marauders now coming out, and they're going right for the main. They're like, you know what, forget this. I'm not even going to try to get your probes. I'm not even going to try to kill them. I'm just going to go straight for your main and kill it because I have enough Zerglings in here. And that's an amazing, and I'm just surprised that we don't see a GG coming from Arew yet. But Arew deciding he's going to move over here. I guess maybe he's going to try to remake his base here. He is sitting on 770 minerals, so he can easily build at this natural here, and then they can pretty much defend it together. So, but he's going to lose all of these buildings here, assuming that these stock. No, apparently they're just going to move out. These buildings are unpowered, so they just say, forget this, we're going to head over. And they're actually pulling back. I guess they're going to decide to build up a more massive force. They probably don't want to go up against this this Terran wall-in just yet until they're completely ready. So Arew, I'm not sure what he's doing here. He does have 820 minerals now, and there he goes. He threw down a nexus somewhere or something. There he goes. He's throwing down a nexus here in the corner. So actually at this natural that I was talking about, and jimpo helping out with these Reapers, harassing with the Reapers, and totally, I don't think that DeLoAdEr will see this base here going up. So, but will be enough. Is it too little too late? I mean, right now the macro is just going, let's check the income tab on these players. And, I mean, jimpo is in the lead, but look at DeLoAdEr and TehForce. Although, wow, I must have completely missed a Reaper harass there because he is down to 9 drones. So these Reapers definitely got in here. They definitely did some massive, massive destruction. And that's a shame because DeLoAdEr should have been able to handle that, especially having seen the Reaper over here earlier. So since he had seen the Reaper jumping up and down over here earlier and had taken one out. Whoa, man. So I got some sneezes there. So, but at any rate, back to the game. These Lings coming in here, trying to poke their head in. So basically, jimpo is kind of holding on for dear life, but even with that harass, even getting down to 12 workers, Arew is just so far behind. But now he is getting back into the game. He is getting the minerals back. He needs to tech back up. And now, but the Zerglings have found him, and that's a shame because now they will just completely destroy his base. And then we see DeLoAdEr pinging the map, and DeLoAdEr and TehForce are gonna come in here and clean this up handily. So, and I don't think with these Lings behind them, oh man, they should just go after them. You should have just taken them out while you had the chance. There's so many probes there. You don't want to give them a chance to get back into this game. But the game continuing to move on. Somehow jimpo just deciding to hold on. Let's check the production tab and see what jimpo is doing. Jimpo is getting stim. He's going for this heavy marine marauder build, and he is going to be looking to expand now. So meanwhile, we see that TehForce is about to be harassed here. And these Reapers coming in here, getting some kills. I want to check these Reapers. Let's see how many kills they have. One with 4 kills, the other one with 5 kills. So there's some very effective harass with those Reapers. They definitely paid for themselves multiple times. So meanwhile, these Zerglings now moving around the field, and this is what I have to say about these Speedlings. Speedlings are just so great. You're able to get so much map control with them, and in 2v2, it just helps so much to have these. And there's such a great combination with Stalkers. You can get your Zerglings to surround an army. The army is unable to move, unable to retreat, and meanwhile, the Stalkers just pounding away from range. And we see some Banelings going down. It looks like we're going to see some kind of Baneling bust, which would be perfect right here. But now look at jimpo moving his forces out. I think this is, little does he know, just not the right time to be moving those forces out with these Banelings here. Although with this massive force, they might be able to kill all of the Banelings before they are actually able to reach the front line of jimpo's forces. And these bunkers going down in a strategic location to defend this planetary fortress that's coming in. Meanwhile, we see more Zerglings being produced for DeLoAdEr. DeLoAdEr throwing down his hatchery, very smart. You don't want to fall down behind a macro. I think that he actually should have gotten this hatchery a lot earlier. I think that both TehForce and DeLoAdEr got a little bit complacent because they did take one player out, but you got to remember that it's not over until it's over, and anything is possible in StarCraft 2. So you definitely don't want to fall behind on your macro just because you're winning. And I mean, maybe they did it on purpose. So, but I know a lot of players that do fall behind on their macro when they think they're winning the game, and then they end up losing. And some very very pure what's the word I'm looking for? Some wins basically. basically some wins are basically turned into losses because players fail to macro after they strike what they feel to be a killing blow, which turns out not to be a killing blow. Meanwhile, Arew is still just sticking around in this game. He's got a couple of pylons on the field and a couple of SCVs here and there, but if we check the army tab, we see that he's got 11 total units, and I'm assuming that all of those are workers.